Hi guys, just a quick video to show you how you can use one global IP address on your ASA to NAT multiple inside servers with different services on them, i.e. PPTP, HTTP, HTTPS. You can map 3 servers to one global IP address, so that outside clients can gain access to your inside resources if you so wish. So first of all, we're going to start off by creating the objects, the inside objects for the servers. So we want to do object network, and we're just going to say HTTP server. I'm just going to say host 10.10.10.10. So obviously give it the inside IP address, the private IP address of your HTTP server if you had one. And then we're going to do our HTTPS server, same thing applies, and we're just going to do a PPTP server host 10.252. Okay, so next what you want to do is we need to create service objects which are basically a service like a TCP or a UDP port, and we're going to do object service HTTP. And we're going to do service TCP source, and we're going to say EQ HTTP. Okay, so basically what that said is the service is TCP, it's a source port, and it's going to equal to HTTP or www or port 80. So let's create our next one. So it'll be HTTPS service TCP source EQ HTTPS, and object service PPTP service TCP source EQ PPTP. Okay, so let me just quickly show you something. So there's a EQ list, lots of different protocols. TCP, you have a list of UDP ones as well. As you can see, common protocols there, all in that list. So we've done there. So next what we'll do is want to create our NAT statements, and they're going to be static NAT statements. So we're going to go with the command NAT. Oh, by the way, one very important thing, it's in the video description, but just to reiterate, you can only do this on ASA software 8.3 and later, so just bear that in mind. Well, the way I'm doing it, you can only do on 8.3 and later, but 8.2 earlier, you can do it just a different way. This is just with I'm running 8.4, but you can do it with 8.3 and later. So we're going to NAT from our inside interface to our outside interface. Your interface names may differ, so just put your inside interface here and your outside interface here. Then we're going to say the position in the NAT rule table is going to be 1, and it's going to be source NAT, and it's going to be static. And our first server is, so we're going to say the object, which was HTTP server, and then we're going to say we're going to specify interface NAT, or you could create an object with the PAT global IP address if you wanted to, and just put that in as an object name there. And then we're going to say service, and we're going to say the source service is HTTP, the real service is HTTP, and the map service is HTTP. And then the same applies for all our other servers. Our inside interface, position in that role, static HTTPS server, interface NAT, service HTTPS, NAT inside interface, outside interface, position in the NAT rules table. So the NAT rules table, if you don't know, you've got manual NAT, object NAT, and after object, or auto NAT, or whatever it is. Basically, that's the way it processes the NAT rules. It looks through the manual NAT first, then the auto NAT, and then the manual NAT after auto NAT section. So this is placing it in the manual NAT section. Static, and we are going to go for PPTP server. We say interface, map it to our interface, our outside interface, and we can say use service NAT PPTP. So what you'll see there is the PPTP, the and HTTP and HTTPS. These are the objects we created earlier. So you need to, obviously, whatever service you're using, you know, SSH or whatever protocol it is, you need to create a service object group like we did earlier before you can do that, and then you just map the real service and the outside service. So that's done now, and obviously we'll need to create access list. I'm not going to do that today. Obviously that's a different video. You need to create access list so that the outside world can access your inside hosts. And if we just do a show xlate, so translate, we can see our NAT rules are active. So TCP pat from inside server, this is our inside server, HTTP server on port 80 to 80. You're going to map it to our outside interface IP address. This will be your public IP, your global IP here, and the service we're going to map it to is 80. And we can see our HTTP server here. Tenant 251, which is our HTTPS port 443. I'm going to map it to our outside interface 443, and the same applies for our PPTP rule. And they're always existing in the translate table because they're static now. So I hope you found the video informative. Any comments below? Thank you very much.